Alright, this is a continuation of the other video. Alright. They got me for child support, okay? She wouldn't collect the child support after I was paying for month's supplies for the child. Alright? I would go and spend about maybe $100 to $200 for an entire month's supply of diapers, formula, wipes, everything the kid needed. Alright? I went and bought it so that way I know that the money was going directly for the child. Because as a father, you support your child. And so with that, I went and I did all that. I did that for about 6 months. Then she goes off and gets unemployment, or I keep saying child support, and I end up having to go to court and everything like that. They start off at, they tell me that it's going to be $725, which was about what I was, I was making a little bit more at the time. I was making probably about $9-10 an hour, which really wasn't that much money for the job I had to do. I was a semi-truck and trailer mechanic that I, rebuilt. So it was kind of a shitty paying job to begin with. But they put me down at $725. She goes, oh no, he makes more than that. And mind you, at the $725, it was more than what I was spending, buying this month's supplies for. Okay? Now, I think that money should be solely spent on the child. None of that should be to the mother to get her nails done or get her hair done or any remote part of that, because it states child support, not mother support, child support. So all that fucking money there should be spent on the child. Not one dime should be spent on that mother. That's just the way that, because if I'm going out busting my ass to provide for that child, and you're going to have somebody tell me to pay for that child, which I was already doing in the first fucking place, then your ass shouldn't get any of that money whatsoever. It's child support for a fucking reason. I can't stress that enough, that it's not mother support, child support. Well, so she goes off, she collects the child support on me and everything like that, and so she tells him I make more money, and it ends up going up to about $400 a month. And I know damn well that it does not take $400 to buy month's supplies of shit for a child. Because I have went and did it. So I end up doing all that. So whenever that all kicks in and they start taking money out of my paycheck and everything, I noticed a fucking big drastic change in, my paycheck. Who wouldn't? And then I ended up the girlfriend I had at the time, after that first one. Oh, okay. But let's go back to the first one. Well, now we'll go back to the second. Alright. I ended up paying child support on 2 kids. Alright. Not the best decision I had ever made in my life, but shit happens and you man up and you do what's right. You take care of the kids. So I ended up, the first one ends up, I don't know how the hell, talking to the second one, or it was the second one versus, or talking to the second one, and they collaborate and they tell each other to to get child support on me again. So I end up going again, and again it's another $400. So altogether I'm paying $800 a month in child support. So that leaves me, I was bringing home paychecks of about $150 to maybe $200, and that's with working overtime just to try and get some money for me to be able to survive. So that happens, and yeah, it's like I couldn't afford anything. Like I was barely able to pay for a roof over my head. Luckily, at that time, I had a vehicle that was paid off. Mind you, this vehicle that I had was a 94 Ford Explorer that the reverse was damn near out of it, but I made do with what I had. So it goes on, and all throughout this year, all throughout the years and everything like that, I sit there and I'm living like this for utmost years. I tried getting a better paying job, which I did end up doing. Well, I worked at that one job for 8 years, worked my way all the way up to management. And, I ended up getting raises and stuff like that. I ended up getting up to like maybe $15 an hour. And then, things got a little easier, or not that, I mean, just a little bit easier, mind you, a little bit. But I had to, I busted my ass to even survive. Like, I wasn't even living paycheck to paycheck. I was living, like, you know, paycheck. It was, it was terrible. So, I ended up getting all that done and everything like that. Oh, and also, they hit me with back child support, even though I was buying month supplies for the child all that time. And she said I wasn't. So, they took her side to, on that end right there. And just because I didn't have any receipts or anything like that, because at that time I did not know I had to have, you know, that shit. So, damn, this is gonna be like 11 hours. So whenever that happens, you're stuck paying all that back child support. Well, all that said and done, I ended up eventually getting all the back child support paid off. So, and then I ended up losing my job. I ended up getting laid off from my job because they moved and everything like that, and wasn't able to pay child support at that time. And I ended up I ended up finding a job. Then they start the child support back up, and it bumps my shit up because I was making more money. I found a job that paid a little bit more, so they bumped my child support up more. And each time that this happens, there's no way for a man to better himself or to get ahead in life, because they want to constantly grab more and more money from you. Like, they do not give a fuck about what the father needs in any of this. Like, it's completely unnecessary and uncalled for, you know, and it sucks. So let's skip ahead a few years. I end up I went to another job to try and make more money. I spent 3 years at that at one job. Left to another job because it'll pay me more money. And then the fucking manager was a complete douchebag and fucking micromanaging and everything like that, and didn't like the fact that I didn't kiss his ass because I'm not that fucking way. So I ended up getting fired from there, lost my job. Couldn't pay child support, so they didn't give a shit about that. Went and did my, got another, did some side work to try and get some money up. And then, to try and get at least a little nest egg to sit on until I found me a better, you know, longevity job. They So I did that. Went, got a job back at one of my old places that I used to pack sheetrock at. They helped me out, gave me a job. They were fucking absolutely amazing. But it just, it didn't pay that well, because as soon as I got that job, child support kicked in, and I had lost. At this time, I was living in a trailer. I went and used my toolbox that I had and some of my tools to put a down payment for a travel trailer that I had to live out of, because I had nowhere to live. Like, I was living in my truck, and I found a place that would take material things as down payments. So I went and did that, and kind of sucks, but did that for a few years, or for a year, 2 years, and it's fucking true. But so I ended up doing that. And I would move from place to place. As soon as I got it, I asked my job if I could sit up there for, a week or two till I found me a place to put it up at. And it was one of those things where no matter where I found every place to pay for just a spot to park your travel trailer at was like $600. I couldn't even afford that. And so I did find a place that was $250 a month to park, and then you had to pay your electric bill. And with that being there, like, it got to the point where I was struggling even to pay that a month with, bills and the rent of the travel trailer and everything. So I asked a buddy of mine, he has 4 acres. I asked a buddy of mine about if I could, maybe park my trailer on there. And he said yeah. And we came to an agreement, and and I stayed there for a couple of years, and I was paying what I could, and I would do the yard work. I would help out as like any and everything that he needed me to do. I would help out with, and I would mow the lawn, whatever it was, because it was a lot of land for one person about, I don't know, about 50 miles, 60 miles. So I would drive that every morning. I'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, drive there, be there by, on time for work, and I would work about 12 hours, and then drive all the way home. And I did this for a little while, and then it got to the point where I couldn't pay for the gas to get back and forth that far. And yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, so eventually I said, you know what? Fuck it. I finally, I had said, you know what? I'm gonna end up having to go get my CDLs. And luckily, through the years, my son's mom has become like such an amazing, wonderful person towards me after the fact that she found out on how I was having to live. And she she it was like a complete 180. And because I didn't tell her really any of it, because as a man it's hard to admit that you're failing.